Another Value Electronics TV shootout is in the books, this being the 21st. Today's video will be a ton of footage of the 4 competitors that we had in our live stream studio during the event. Up next.
I've seen things people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Brian, this is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for joining me for this recap of sorts of the Value Electronics 2025 King of TV Shootout. I had gone in the day before the actual event and shot a ton of footage of our 4 competitors at 55 inches, meaning these were the TVs that were sat in front of us during our live stream, where FOMO and I sat for 10 hours with many of you guys covering this event. The best part was having the main competitors in front of us for the entire time of the shootout. Now, the main competitors were 65 inches and in the other room. But what you're going to see here is some of the setup of our show TVs of sorts that were in the live stream. But the best part about it is you'll be able to see these TVs in high quality content uninterrupted, where in the shootout we can't really show you the other room, and even in the live stream the TVs aren't really focused that well, and we're in there through part of it. Without further ado, let's check out our 4 main competitors of the Value Electronics King of TV Shootout. Thank you so much for watching. All right, guys, let's do it. Here is the official score sheet of the Value Electronics 2025 TV Shootout. You also can see all of the different results and how they are weighted for each TV in both SDR and HDR. Very surprisingly to me and many of you, the Sony Bravia8 Mark II won yet again, meaning Sony won yet again, very much due to its excellent SDR performance, which is ironic as it's been criticized all year for its SDR performance. All the TVs are absolutely amazing. We'll discuss the shootout throughout this video. Feel free to pause it and go over the different categories and different scores. That way you can take your time and really break them down. Let's do a quick behind the scenes. Let's check out the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Robert Zohn, owner and founder of Value Electronics and the creator of the Value Electronics King of TV Shootout, 21 years and counting. Here is one more legend, our legendary calibrator, Mr. Dwayne D. Nice Davis. Calibrated all the TVs this year and helped put together the entire event. And also introducing Jennifer from AV Pro Edge, which they supplied all of the equipment and the splitters. Thank you to AV Pro Edge. Impossible to do it without them. You see Dwayne setting up and calibrating all of our competitors. There is the Sony reference monitor, and here is my co-host, Stop the FOMO, and there I am. Now, we had an amazing setup this year. We actually had show TVs that we could film while the main competitors that were calibrated were in the other room. I'm peeling the plastic off of all 4. I've never done 4 TVs in a row, especially of this caliber. But special thank you to Robert and Wendy Zohn for going above and beyond and giving us these 4 55-inch best TVs in the world, so we had something else to have on our live stream other than just FOMO and I talking. We were on camera for over 10 hours. So having these TVs there the entire time was amazing for not just us, but you guys, having something to look at, a point of reference to know that these were the competitors that were in the other room. And that really was a treat for us, though FOMO and I know these TVs intimately, and so do you guys. I'm going to sit here and put each TV, they've all been updated. We're going to put them from, I believe they're in a Vivid preset right now, or maybe even they're out of the box preset, each into their filmmaker, professional mode. That way they are perceptually matched. And then Dwayne Davis came in and then matched the white point by eye. So that way on camera, they would look as close as possible. Now they're QD OLEDs. They do look more pink and magenta on camera and compared to the W OLEDs here being RGB tandem OLEDs, just the way they show up on camera. I picked and choose a lot of different content where it wouldn't be as evident, but that's not really as inherent to the panel. It actually just looks that way on camera. But you're seeing me set them all up, put them all into their filmmaker or professional modes. Now, as I mentioned, I went there the day before the shootout where these TVs were set up and went in and literally filmed a couple hours of footage for you, actually about 4 hours, and do 4 hours to get you about 20 minutes because it is hard, again, to pick and choose the scenes that are going to push each TV that are not copywritten. Obviously, here we are with our good friend Jennifer Gala and her second channel, HDR Super Channel. And this content is absolutely stunning and again pushes these TVs in many ways. We're going to stay in filmmaker and professional for a lot of this video. Then we will move into vivid and dynamic. And then the last quarter, we're going to go into the movie and or cinema presets. Now, throughout this video, we'll discuss the shootout in general. I've been part of it for many years now, and FOMO and I have co-hosted it the last few years. We're on camera again, about 10 and a half, 11 hours. It's about a 13 or 14 hour day for everybody involved. We had Jason Dustle there. We had John Riformato there, Classy, Tech Cecil, also there. B the Installer was there. Jason Dustle was there. David McKenzie was there. We also had Iceman and the Bob was there. Some creators. And it is an amazing day. We have other judges that were on the live stream. So go watch the live stream and the condensed version from Stop the FOMO. We also had some very silly moments throughout. Again, it's a long day. It is an incredible day. However, it isn't perfect. Nothing is perfect, especially when judges are involved. And not to say that there was any issues with the judges. They were all amazing and they should be there as they're all part of the film industry. Colorists, filmmakers, editors, they're all there and they should be there. It's really more, in my humble opinion, how the scores are weighted. As you saw in the scorecard, I recommend that you print that out so you get a nice long look at it, is SDR is very heavily weighted. As you saw, the Panasonic Z95B won Best HDR TV. And in my opinion, I thought it should have won overall. The S95F was right there, especially in terms of processing. The G5 came in last, and again, we'll talk about the G5 more throughout the video. But the Sony Bravia8 Mark II is an excellent TV, which was literally beat up all year for its SDR performance, and many of you purchased the A95L based on that, and here it goes and it wins SDR. So a total head scratcher, but congratulations to Sony. Again, all these TVs are winners, and for me, the drawback of the shootout is, in reality, if you're even invited to the shootout in terms of being a competitor, you win, meaning if you make the cut. These are the best TVs in the world, that they're absolutely phenomenal, and any of us would be lucky to have any one of them. Now, I was beginning to say what I believe the drawback of having the shootout is, and that drawback is perception. We only have 4 competitors this year, not 8, not 9, not 10, but they are 4 of the best TVs in the world. There's no mini LEDs here. However, we can only have one winner, and we should only have one winner. No ties. You need one king of TVs for the year. But just like every year, the difference between number 1, number 2, and even number 3 are so close, it'll make your head spin. The S95F was so close to winning last year. It's a couple half a points. It was even closer this year, which is incredible considering that everyone talks about Samsung's processing not being up to snuff. But in many ways, it was one of the best TVs there. But nobody cares about second place, third place, or fourth place. And God forbid you're in fourth place like the LG G5, and everyone that hates the G5 is like screaming from the mountaintops how terrible it is. And those of you that bought it feel terrible, which is absolutely absurd. The TV is absolutely stunning, and again, one of the best TVs in the world. And trust me, I say this because we go through this each and every year, not just because I own the LG G5 myself. It's because if you have one of these TVs, as I've said, you are a winner, but that sounds like a cop-out. You want the actual winner, especially when it's technology, especially when you're a fan of the brand. This is not a sporting event where, hey, your favorite player didn't win. This is your TV or the one you wanted to buy. So there is a lot to the winning of this shootout that will shape your purchase to come or have you regret the purchase you made. And if I may offer some advice for those of you that bought any of the TVs that weren't the winner, is don't be weak like that. During the live stream at like hour 10, the trolls were coming after me. Oh, Brian's gonna sell his TV. Guys, don't be weak like that. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I know what I like and I know what I want. You guys are the same. You're very knowledgeable. Don't be weak and let the comments make you feel like you bought the wrong TV. The TV is in front of you. Now, if you don't like the TV or you see some of the issues with it, any of the competitors, then that's a different story. But do not let the perception of your TV and where it placed in the shootout affect you enjoying this TV. These TVs are absolutely amazing. We are in a different time, however, where TVs are going to be updated and they change throughout the year. It's been like that for the last 5 years. Unfortunately, this year it's worse than ever. Each manufacturer has certain kinks to work out, and they will work them out. Now, why do I say they'll work them out? Having them fix these issues, any of the issues, especially with the LG G5, is very different than adding features or removing features. These are fine tuning. These are things the engineers, I fully believe, will change. Now, why will they change? Well, simply because our voices are now louder than ever. My voice and your voice. We're not in forums typing to each other, yelling about something. We make videos about this stuff and we will follow up, and we do follow up with each manufacturer about the problems that we still see. Not just me, not just FOMO, but Classy, KG, Be the Installer, all the guys that we work around do talk to the manufacturers and do say like, hey man, this is not fixed. That has changed over the years. They do value what we say simply because we're echoing not just what we see, but what you guys say and what you guys see. So we do have power now, not being toxic and making toxic videos, but making videos that do call them to the mat to say, hey, look, you guys got to fix this. And as you can tell, because of the perception of even the shootout affects the sales, makes people say, I'm not buying that one. But for me, what is unfortunate is a lot of the talk makes you buy last year's TV, which is great if you're looking to save money. But sometimes that's a knee-jerk reaction to buying an old model. Now, at times, yes, that is the good call. But for me, that's primarily value-based. Meaning to save money, buying last year's TV is an easy recommendation. However, the issues that might be on a specific TV, if they get cleared up, now you're with the inferior TV that is 2 years old because you read somewhere that the other one is better, when in reality, the newer technology is better. And we'll work on getting all of the issues fixed. Now we're going to go from, we were in filmmaker and professional this entire time of the video. Now 15 minutes in, we're going to switch these very bright TVs from filmmaker and professional into vivid and dynamic. Now, why bother doing this? Well, simply put, we're going to move through the presets the way I film content and the way many of you watch it. I spent the majority of this video in Filmmaker and Professional. That is the reference. And the TVs that are in the Shootout that are in the other room at 65 inches have all been calibrated by, again, Dwayne D. Nice Davis. He's one of the best in the business, but that is a reference Shootout. Very few of you watch TV that way. And in my humble opinion, that calibration and that reference look strips the TVs of their personalities. For me, the presets are the manufacturer's signature. That's just my opinion. I have not heard that somewhere else. That's what I feel myself, but I know many of you share that thought. That's why you don't only watch TV in Professional and in the Filmmaker presets. Though these TVs are very bright, you can see the differences in the brightness in this content from Jennifer Gala. But HDR impact, a lot of the things that make you say, wow, are disabled in the Shootout. Live color, black adjusts, expression enhancer, contrast enhancer, motion interpolation. A lot of the things that you guys leave enabled are gone to make the TVs look like the Sony reference monitor, again, which is the industry standard. So the Shootout being a reference competition is not which one the judges prefer or which one the judges like better. At least that's what it's supposed to be. It's which ones match the Sony BVM reference monitors. There was 2 here in the Shootout this year. That's not to say that the 65-inch Shootout TVs don't look absolutely amazing, especially with how bright these OLEDs now are. What I am saying to you is they look virtually the same. Their personalities, in my opinion, are stripped away. They look identical. But again, it's which ones look closest to the reference monitor, not just in the movies that they showed, which I can't show you due to copyright, but in the patterns that were from Spears and Munsell. That's where you would see the processing details fall apart. You guys do not watch TV that way. Not taking anything away from the winner or the second place or the third or fourth, just saying that it's a reference Shootout. I'd be very curious to see what you guys think as we move these TVs now into their cinema and movie presets, what you guys think about the image quality of these competitors when they're fully calibrated and they look very close together. Or I should say when they look very similar, and I would promise a lot of you would love it. However, there is a good amount of you that would rather have the processing from each manufacturer back in play. Special shout out to the one and only Jennifer Gala and her second channel, HDR Super Channel. The majority of content seen within this video and intro is from those main 2 channels, and 100% of the content you saw during our 10-hour live stream was from Jen and the HDR Super Channel. Check the description below for links to both channels and consider becoming a Patreon member to Jen's main channel and download any of this amazing content in full Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. Jen, you are my hero. Thank you so much, my friend. All right, guys, as we near the end of the video, I want to say thank you so much for watching these videos. I premiere each and every video on my channel so I can watch it with you guys. Love you guys. And thank you all so much for spending 10+ hours with Stop the FOMO and I know it got silly, but we are there to keep each other company and also to make it somewhat entertaining. So at the end, it was hysterical. Not everybody appreciated that, and I apologize if you didn't enjoy my humor. That's part of being on camera for 10 freaking hours, but it was a blast. But what do you guys think about the Shootout? What do you think about the winner, or the Sony Bravia8 Mark II being the winner? What do you think about the Panasonic Z95B, Samsung S95F, and the LG G5? For me, the Panasonic Z95B was my pick to win the whole thing, and it nearly did. But the Samsung S95F, absolute monster. I mean, a complete TV. Samsung has come so far in regards to its processing and literally is only a few half a points away from winning it the last couple years. The LG G5 did lag behind this year, though it is the more impactful TV for many of you, including myself. It's still very raw and does need some refinement. Also, the Shootout was earlier than it has been the last few years. It's been the fall the last 2 or 3 years. Having it earlier does give the manufacturers more time to continue to fine tune their current TVs before they move on to thinking about CES, which is going to be in January. So for me, it's a benefit to have it a little bit earlier. And again, we're going to be in touch with all the manufacturers, give them our honest feedback, as well as doing more videos on each TV. We still have a ton of content and comparisons to do. I also have the 83-inch Samsung S95F at Value Electronics that I'll be comparing directly with the LG G5. So we still have a ton of content to go. I've been holding that one back until after the Shootout, as there simply just wasn't the room at the store with all of the TVs set up for the Shootout. So stay tuned for the S95F at 83 inches. That's going to be amazing. We have a lot of other comparisons. But what were your thoughts about the event? Did your TV win? If so, it's your chance to talk some smack. Let me know what you think. It is an incredible event, and I am honored to be part of it. Again, thank you to Robert and Wendy Zone for hosting it yet again, this being their 21st year. And to finish up, and to quote Robert Zone, the owner and founder of Value Electronics and the creator of the TV Shootout, he has never in 21 years seen 4 TVs this close. The competitors have never been this close in all the years, regardless of the delta in the scores. It's never been this tight a competition. I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Love you guys. Take care.
It's better to burn out than to fade away. There can be only one.